welcome to QI, where tonight we're looking at everything in the kitchen but the sink. Joining me at the breakfast bar, cooking with gas, Jason Manford. Sharp as a knife, Victoria Wood. Pointless as a spoon, Richard Osman. And I got this fork off Alan Davies. Let's hear your pingers. Jason goes. And Victoria goes. Richard goes. And Alan goes. We're having a kitchen supper tonight. Which of the following do you fancy? Take me through these lovely dishes. They're all real.
Is the buttock tongue Marks & Spencer's buttock tongue?
It's your buttock tongue. Work on tongue. Well, I'd be careful when I say that. If you just take the last three letters off tongue, you get...
Oh, so like a biltong.
Biltong is right. It's a hindquarters tongue, which sounds weird, but that's what it is. Biltong. Have you ever had biltong?
No, I'm vegetarian.
Ah. Meet Alan.
Hold on,
He's a vegetarian
is biltong not vegetarian?
No.
So what is it? The bottom?
It's dry, with the dried hindquarters.
So does it have the actual...
The hindquarters, which are buttocks on an animal.
But does it have the arsehole in it?
Not...
That's in hot dogs,
Has
I
it
think.
got a
Yeah,
tube?
they save that for hot dogs and pork pies. Yeah. So that's a good one. You started. Any other thoughts?
Kleftico, that's on a menu in a Greek restaurant.
Yes,
isn't it?
Kleftico, exactly, it does exist. And it was originally called Kleptico, which might give you a hint.
Someone stole it.
Kleptomaniac?
Kleptomaniac. Kleptos is a thief. And it was anti-Ottoman Empire bandits who lived in the hills. And they made up this dish, so it was named after them. It's a thieves' dish.
It's quite elaborate for a bandit person to be doing.
They were. You should see their soufflés. They were extraordinary. Actually, soufflés brings us all nun's farts.
So when you pop one...
Why specifically a nun's, though? I mean...
Nun's farts smell like soufflé. Keep up. Just giving you that. When he gives you one, give it, grab it.
Take notice. A lot of French dishes have, or indeed European dishes, have their pumpernickel is a devil's fart. Pump, fart, nickel, old Nick. And that's a bread. So they have rude names. And isn't there a cheese which is a angel's tits or something like that? You can tell which ones are farting from their pained expressions.
All of that's like the cast of Dad's Army on a...
I think out of them all there, I'd say
one?
she's definitely farted and the rest don't know yet. Look at the smile. The smile on her face.
That's a massive ball and they all just put their faces through.
Nun's farts are little balls of pastry deep fried and they puff up. Oh. They're also called whore's farts or Spanish farts in French. Pets, non. Pets is fart in French. These days they've disappointingly been renamed as nun's puffs. Or possibly puffs, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Bishops.
Bishops, yes, exactly. Treacle, anti-venereal treacle.
Wouldn't want to lick it off.
You're right.
It sold much better than pro-venereal treacle, didn't it? That
Yes.
didn't sound...
It really didn't.
Yeah.
The two great treacles.
The word treacle has had an interesting history. It now means...
It used to mean any sort of medicine, didn't it? Or any sort of...
Even without a computer in front of you, you're good. That is... have you got one hidden under there? No, I'm very impressed. You're absolutely right. A treacle was generally any kind of specific against diseases and things.
Or a term of endearment. Weird.
Treacle. Oh, yes, in EastEnders and that sort of thing, isn't it? All right, treacle.
All right, anti-venereal treacle. That's what they call some of those characters.
Anti-venereal treacle. It's your anti-venereal treacle.
You coming for your tea, chlamydia?
There was someone in America, Veruca's quite a popular name.
Really?
People copy it from
of Charlie and the
Chocolate Factory. They don't know. They don't call Verucas in America.
Oh, so they don't know it is actually...
They don't know it's an
Veruca
awful
salt.
thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm so pleased.
If they don't call chlamydia,
Yes?
all you need to do is put it in a popular children's book as a name.
Brilliant.
Before you know it,
It would be one of the most popular
Barack
names.
Obama will have a daughter called.
Chlamydia Obama. Which brings us to dog and maggot.
Does it?
Well, it doesn't necessarily. It sounds like rhyming slang for someone of my persuasion.
I was going to go with the ITV show Taggart.
Oh, right. There's been a murder, dog and maggot.
A Scotsman in the mist. See what I did there?
Yeah. If I would say hard tack to you, does that mean anything?
Chips biscuits?
Very good. Ship's biscuits were known as hard tack. And there's a famous scene in the Battleship Potemkin. Do you remember, if you've ever seen it?
No.
The great
I'm a vegetarian.
Eisenstein movie. That's going to be an answer to a lot of questions. No, I'm a vegetarian. The Potemkin was a ship in which there was a mutiny. And there's a scene of them cracking open a ship's biscuit and the maggots come. It's really horrible. And this is a British biscuit called dog because it was the consistency of a dog biscuit. And maggot because it had maggots in it. But it was in the First World War, it was part of the ration.
God, I think I'd rather eat the cutlery. That choice came up. Let's have a chew on this knife, don't worry about it.
I think I'd like with a
Do
fork.
you like spoon?
Rather than having all the prongs and a line, why can't they be in a kind of a square shape? So you've got to find a...
Do you know, hold
good
that
idea.
thought, because we might be coming on to that later in the exam.
Wow.
Yes. It might come up. Sir said it wouldn't come up this term, but it might have come up.
I've revised that.
Yeah. Anyway, there you are. Here's some unusual cutlery. I'd like you to tell me what kind of thing you could eat with them. You've all got some, but I'll start off with the one that you mentioned there. You said with tines...
You just invented that.
There you
a
are.
minute ago.
You see? Isn't it incredible? You mentioned something like it.
That's weird.
Isn't it? It's usage. It's very, very specific. You don't actually handle it yourself because you're so high-born that somebody else feeds you using that. With what on it, though?
Some sort of fruit?
No.
Is it a testicle?
It might include a testicle.
Oh. Is it a scrotum?
It might include
What
a
else
scrotum.
really includes a testicle, Steve?
The whole schmear.
A whole mammal?
Yes, a whole mammal. Let's just imagine I'm talking to one.
Oh, God.
A comedian?
No, a cannibal. It's the point of human
human.
being.
Oh.
Yours is a reproduction sold as a souvenir item on the island of, or islands of...
White.
Man.
You'd be more accurate if you said the Isle of Man, I would have thought. We think of the Cannibal Island, it was part of the British Empire. It was-
Oh, Guernsey. Oh, I might have known.
Yeah, you might have done.
Yeah.
Fiji is the answer. These are Fijian human forks.
Two cannibals are eating someone.
Yes.
And one says, you start the toes, I'll start the head. He says, all right. Halfway through, he says, you all right? He says, yeah, I'm having a ball. He says, you're going too fast. There you go.
Excellent work.
There you go.
Excellent
Cannibal
work.
joke for you.
So there you are. And what have you got, Victoria?
This, which is a
Very hard.
strange
If you guess that,
spoon with holes
I'll give you
in
100
it.
points if you guess what that is specifically for.
Oh, it's for Cocoa Pops, so you get the milk at the bottom. It's a chocolate
It would
stick.
work as
It would.
that. It's actually very specifically for terrapins and turtles.
I don't usually eat them.
You're a vegetarian.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
The flesh is delicious, apparently.
OK.
The giant turtle, famously.
Aren't they protected,
Or tortoise,
Stephen?
that
You're
was.
not supposed to be
Oh,
chomping
gosh,
away
no,
on them.
absolutely not. No, the Ridleys and
Well,
the...
why are you
those-
saying we should kill them? And eat
No!
Why are you giving me
That's a bit
cutlery?
weird.
Yeah,
Who said
it's
that?
terrible.
We
It's a
used
weird,
to.
No, it's a weird thing to say on television, that we should eat turtles.
I take it back. No, we definitely shouldn't be killing them, obviously.
But they're delicious.
But there is a special piece of cutlery for them, and
We
apparently
happen
they're
to have
delicious.
some cutlery for them, and they're
Just
delicious.
in case.
And, Jason, what have you got? Oh, Now, this is interesting. Don't look at your reflection in it. That only upsets
I
you.
was seeing if that was what was unusual.
No.
Oh my God, it's Tom Selleck. That's weird. All the people.
Have a grip and a twist.
OK. Oh!
Ah,
It turns. It turns like that.
yeah.
Is it supposed
all the
to?
way. You can
Oh,
go
all the way,
yeah,
OK.
yeah.
Oh, and then it just becomes like...
It's broken.
It's a breakable spoon.
Brilliant.
No, but look in the spoon end, the ladle end. It's hollow,
Yeah. Oh, inside there.
so you could fill it with something.
A message.
Hot water?
Hot
Oh,
water.
wait, no. Oh, I was going to say turtle blood.
Oh, I see.
You fill it with hot water, and it's a gravy spoon that keeps the gravy nice and warm. Stop it.
like
Fat congealing. Richard?
Great idea.
Are we going to have anything that you can eat testicles with?
They may be coming up.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
I'll
what's
crack
that?
with that?
Are they holes in the end?
Yeah, little perforations.
You see,
yeah.
you've learnt from your little thing. Now, perforations in the ladle itself, in the spoon part itself, the bowl. What about the other end?
It's got a little hole in it.
Ah. So what could you do?
Well,
You could hang
I'm
it...
going to insert it into the backside of a turtle. Just there. Literally just there. And then I think, you tell me if I'm wrong, you squeeze, is that right? You squeeze down on the shell, and out it comes there, then you've essentially got yourself a smoothie. Is it a turtle blood smoothie maker?
It's so close. If I said the word mate to you, would that mean anything? Have you ever travelled to an area where you drink mate tea? Audience? Argentina and Peru and various other places.
Of course.
It's called mate.
There we go. Got that sorted.
So basically, it does a marvellous job. It stirs the leaves and allows you to drink the tea all in one without needing a strainer.
Oh, like...
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
so you- so
straw.
you
It's a straw. You suck it up.
Oh, that's so good.
It's an Argentinian mate spoon. Now, what's the quickest way to cool down my kitchen?
I'm going to, just because I'd love to get a klaxon sound, is opening the fridge. Somehow that makes it
Turning on the
hotter, doesn't
oven.
Turning on the oven would
Turning on
not
the turning on the top of the stove. Put the gas on. Because the
Right.
coolest place in front of a fire is right in front.
Oh, I see what you mean, but that would still warm up the room.
Yeah, all right.
No,
Just
no,
a
no,
thought.
don't be cross. It's good that you didn't say turn on the fan, which would have got you a klaxon.
I wasn't going to say
No,
that.
exactly.
Can I just say turn on the fan?
You've gone klaxon mad. It is.
So why would opening the fridge?
It's the second law of thermodynamics. The energy you need to create the coolness creates work, and energy and work are basically congruent in physics to heat. And so
Yes,
the
but
back
what
of a
if,
fridge...
what if the motor of my fridge is outside my...
if
I'm
that were
thinking
the
exactly
case,
that.
yes.
Well, because you haven't been in my kitchen.
I said my kitchen, though. That was in the question.
I'm so sorry.
Covered. In the case of an air conditioner, of course, the back is always outside.
So a fan is just
Yeah, the
cooling
motor
air.
of the fan warms the room.
And what's up with them windows? Are they not open?
Well, that would be a good answer. Exactly.
What about opening the windows?
Yes, that was fine. You might get a point for that.
Why is it so hot in your kitchen? What have you been doing?
What protected species have you been slaughtering?
Boiling terrapins by the dozen. Open the window, Stephen! No, I like it hot and sweaty! Scraping the froth off.
Don't.
Where's my mate spoon?
Anyway, let's move on. If you leave the fridge door open, the room will actually get warmer. Which breed of dog makes the best kebab?
You need one with an opposable digit to make any kind of sandwich.
Hey, very good.
What about a sheepdog?
Whoa.
I was going to say sausage dog, so I'm glad I went with that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, what about a kebab dog?
There isn't such a dog, fortunately.
There's a shop near me, there's a takeaway near me called Kebabish. And I like it because it sort of sounds like the guy who owns it, even he doesn't know what's in the meat. What is it? I don't know, just Kebabish.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because doner kebabs, I mean, have come under scrutiny
Yeah.
lately. The average doner has 1,000 calories, half a woman's recommended daily allowance.
Wow.
Even a woman called Donna.
Even a woman called Donna, in fact. The worst have almost 2,000 calories. An average has 98% of the recommended daily allowance of salt and 148% of the recommended daily allowance of saturated fat.
I know reading those out was supposed to put us off, but I could kill for one now.
It did sound a little... All the stuff about saturated fat sounded
Ooh, yeah.
delicious.
That just sounds like a bargain. If you're getting 98% of your salt, it means you don't have to... you don't have to get it anywhere else, yeah.
What a doner kebab. I mean, because it's Turkish for a spit, generally, going round thing, a rotisserie. Because the standard kebab is like on a skewer, isn't it?
A shish.
A shish. And I never knew you could pull them off the skewer before you ate them. When I was a boy, I was going to go like that, and then I go... and then I saw someone just pulling them all off.
That's how the Queen eats them.
Yeah, I'm sure she does. So, do you have dogs?
No, I don't like things that don't talk.
You don't like things that... I love that
I
rule.
don't like things that don't make jokes.
It's a really good rule.
It
Yeah.
excludes some men, obviously.
Yeah, I'm just saying as well. Because we are literally speaking about a breed of dog that has since gone out of existence. It's no longer bred and it's become extinct as a breed.
But it used to talk.
No, sorry. We're conflating, unfortunately, here. It was a spit dog, a turn-spit dog. It was actually bred...
Spit the dog.
There is one.
Spit the dog.
It's a really cute... It's a cute breed. Look at it. Isn't it cute?
It's not cute.
No, it's
weird.
not.
It's like a Star Wars dog.
Oh, I think it looks lovely. This is a stuffed one in Abergavenny Museum, I ought to say.
The taxidermist has bollocks that right up.
It's stuffed with feta and vine leaves.
Their job was to walk round keeping the roast meat on a spit evenly cooked. They were actually bred for that job. They were inside a wheel, and they turned the wheel, like a hamster in a Ferris wheel. And it worked beautifully well. And on their day off, they would get taken to church and used as foot warmers. That was the life.
Sounds like they went into extinction through choice. I've had enough of this. Come on, dads.
And Queen Victoria kept retired ones as pets. She actually liked them rather a lot. It's a nice thought, isn't it?
It looks sad.
Well, yeah. It's dead.
Because it's dead.
Yes. There were, in 1765, estimated to be 3,000 turnspit dogs in Bath alone. Not everyone liked them. William Coatsworth of Gateshead wrote that he had got rid of his turnspit to keep the dog from the fire, the wheel out of the way, and the dog prevented from shitting upon everything it could. That's the problem. You don't want poo.
That's Northerners for you, though.
Well, that's your answer. Turnspit dogs. They got hot during the working week, and on Sunday were used as foot warmers. Now, when Koreans went into space, what did they take to chow down on? You've got a bowl, Victoria, and
I've got a
you
bowl.
can eat some.
Oh,
It
blimey.
is quite a strong
you really
smell.
can.
It really is.
They took that into space?
Yeah,
Was that to get rid of it?
it is a bit smelly. It's actually delicious.
Let's hope there's pudding.
Korean astronaut food.
Well, they developed a special breed of it for astronauts.
I think it's got cabbage in it.
It's mostly cabbage. It's almost like a cabbage sauerkraut.
Sorry, I dropped my chopstick.
You can't drop anything in space. You merely release. The point about this food is it is generally reckoned that this food is more celebrated and loved by the Koreans than any food in any other culture is loved by any other culture. It is absolutely their identity.
They've not had a pie in the north.
No, well, believe me, they talk about this food far more. Even the Northerners talk about pies.
In Wigan, you know, on the back of Baker's vans, they've got a sign that says, "No pies are left in this van overnight."
That is very good. But if you would name this food, I'd be very impressed because it really is the essence of Korea. They really are obsessed with it. Have you ever heard of it?
Nope.
It begins with K, which is a help. Kimchi is the right answer from the audience. Kimchi, K-I-M-C-H-I.
That's bloody lovely.
It is really good, isn't it? And it's pretty healthy. It's mostly cabbage.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to Korea on holidays.
Yeah. It is genuinely delicious, isn't it? It's quite piquant, quite hot, it's got a bit of chilli.
Yeah.
It's mostly radish and cabbage. It's very, very simple. But there are lots of
I feel
different...
myself becoming more obedient.
Yeah. Finally! At last!
You know what, though?
Tell me.
You know when you want the second one?
Yep.
You don't really.
It's just too... Yeah. They eat 2 million tons of this a year.
Each?
In South Korea. I think that would be. Even that is too much. Some make their own and bury it in a sealed jar over winter. Others have special kimchi refrigerators. When you open the door of them, they it is quite hot. In 2010, they had
You like kimchi? You waste a fool!
No.
After man!
no racial stereotyping here, then.
Just cheap laugh, Stephen.
That's razy racism, and you know it.
In 2010, they had a cabbage crop failure, and the price rose by 400%. And they spent millions on the South Korean astronaut who went up into space, and so she could have a kimchi that was bacterially more sound and would survive in space better, because it was absolutely crucial to her well-being as a Korean. And indeed, Chung Il-kwon, when he was president during the Vietnam War, said to President Johnson, who asked if when he was away, you're missing Korea, so he said, to be honest, he missed kimchi more than he missed his wife.
Kimchi, the name of his mistress.
Possibly. Anyway, for Koreans, kimchi is literally out of this world. Now, here's the skull of King Richard III, but what can you tell me about his table manners just by looking at it?
Well, he's very good at eating Toblerone.
Anything else you can tell? What's unusual about his teeth compared to ours?
Space for a straw, that
The
would
space
be.
for straw, yes. Notice your teeth, the top row and the bottom row. Close your mouth, naturally.
Yeah,
Your top row,
yeah.
overbite. We've all got an overbite. Cruelly called by Billy Crystal in When Harry Met Sally, dancing white man's overbite. But the actual overbite, literally like that, is a recent thing in human beings. And it comes after forks, because we cut up our food. And in the days when we wrenched our food, the incisors would get smoothed down more, and the teeth would fit exactly. And it shows that Richard III didn't use a fork for cutting his food, which we know, because forks were not used for transferring food to your mouth. Right up to Tudor times, you would use your hands.
So if we brought up children without knives and forks, they wouldn't develop an overbite?
No.
You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to come back here in 21 years' time.
Call me a liar.
With
It's true, I
a
don't
really
know.
resentful-looking boy.
Well, I've got twins, so I'm going to do one and
Brilliant. Brilliant.
and have the perfect experiment.
It is superb. Unethical, but perfect. And you can sort of show this by the difference in civilizations who developed overbites. And 1,000 years ago, you can see where Chinese aristocratic skulls have an overbite, but peasants don't. And it's when they started to use chopsticks and chop up their food, and then it spread throughout the population. So it really does, it sounds weird, but this overbite we have is an acquired characteristic because of our chopping up of food. You can just tell by looking at skulls. You just go through any graveyard, dig people up, and you'll see I'm right,
Stephen
Jason.
Fry told me to do it.
Yeah.
While I'm chewing on a turtle. Really bad influence.
Yeah. So, anyway, I'll give you 100 points if you can name 2 traditional Italian breads.
Oh, so tempting.
Well, now, ciabatta.
Already there. Ciabatta was invented in 1982, can you believe? It's that recent.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Right,
it was
and-
an Italian baker who was worried about the threat of French baguettes. And it's the Italian for, you can redeem yourself if you know.
Baguette.
That would be too easy. No, it's not really the shape of it.
Handbag?
Well, that's closer. It's-
Slipper.
Yes! Brilliant. It was a slipper, yes. He was Arnaldo Cavallari was his name. And it was a specific invention. He called it ciabatta polesano. Polesine is a part of northern Italy. So it really is very recent. Some people claim that it was around since the 40s, but there doesn't seem to be any proof of this. The name doesn't appear before 1982. Now, what can you see coming out of your kettle as it boils?
Vapour.
Is the right answer. Not steam.
I wasn't going to say steam.
No, as if you would, because steam is...
The stuff that comes out the kettle. Oh!
Steam is invisible. It does come out of the kettle,
really?
but sometimes you see a gap. You know, you get a little gap, and then you see the vapour. And the gap is steam. It's an invisible gas. And as soon as it cools, even slightly, it turns to water vapour. And that's the bit you see. We call it steam, but it isn't. Steam is actually invisible. Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting.
Thank you. So
I
it's VI.
tell my children not to eat their food till the steam's gone. Now what am I going to say?
But I mean, yeah, in ordinary everyday speech, things steam and steamy are, you know, manure steams and...
I tell them not to eat manure.
Not till the steam's gone off it.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, we have to end now with a knick-knack, which I sometimes end with. This is... Oh, this is exciting. This is a remarkable substance. It's called polyethylene oxide. And it's very gloopy, and also it reacts rather excitedly under ultraviolet light. And Alan and Victoria got ultraviolet torches, and you can point them at it. And I think we might have some ultraviolet light in this studio.
Shall I point them now, sir?
Yes, please do. Oh, look, see? Wow. Ooh! Now, what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to stand up to do this. It's a very remarkable effect. The effect is when you pour it, if I get it at the right angle, it pulls itself out of the flask and into here. It flows uphill and out and down again. All right. There we go. It's pulling itself up, it's pulling itself up. You see what I mean? It's pulling itself up from the bottom. If you look at the top one, it's actually flowing uphill there. Did you see that?
Wow.
And then it thins out into a little trail of snot. I'll try that again. So we just get it.
That's like it's like when you have a wee after a Barocco, isn't it?
It is! It's exactly what it's like. Oh, goodness. It's so disgusting. Polyethylene oxide. I don't know what else.
What's it used for?
It's a very good masturbatory lubricant. Particularly in the dark.
Yeah.
All right, let's
It's a little bit awkward getting two friends to hold the torch, though.
Yeah. There we go. That's pulling itself up on my stick. So there we go. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, my special ultraviolet helpers. Well, on that exciting note, let's go to the scores. Oh, my actual goodness. It's really remarkable. I'm afraid, possibly because he was booby-trapped into it, in last place with -38 is Jason Manford. In a highly creditable third place with -17 is Richard Osman. Which is very impressive. And in second place with -7 is Victoria Wood. But scraping into a lead by 1 point of -6 is Alan Davies. And with thanks to Victoria, Richard, Jason and Alan, it's good night.
Newsnight is next on BBC Two.